Did you see the Grand Prix at least?
I did see the Grand Prix. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to FGME Cast for your Monday night. Carl with you and I there just talking about the Grand Prix. We might touch on that because it was wet enough to be as muddy as Eldora Speedway is going to be tonight. That's right, we're back on the dirt in the trucks. And it is going to be, hopefully, a finish like we saw in the Formula One. Good evening, Carl.
Good evening, Stuart. Yes, starting earlier than I expected tonight, and missing some slight thing that I need in the broadcast booth. Hint, hint. Yes, going to be a different one tonight. We've got heat racing tonight, so something a little bit different. It's on the dirt as well. We are here at Eldora, of course, the Big E, and yeah, this is going to be a completely different skill set for these truck drivers. These things are not easy to run on this surface.
No, and I think it's probably around they've all been looking forward to. Since the calendar for this season was released, it was I think this came out in update 2 or update 1 this year, so it hasn't been out, well, it's been out for a while now, given how many other new bits and pieces have come out, but not a track that most of these drivers would have run very often.
No, I'm trying to think back now.
I'm pretty sure it was season, at the end of season 2, or at least at the end of season 1 going into season 2, but it was definitely this year.
Yeah, because it was back when I was racing in trucks. That's how long ago it was. So I even ran at this place in the truck. So yes, I think it may have been last year even.
Oh, maybe. Anyway, I mean, look, it's been out there. It's not one that we run at very often. So it's only the second broadcast we've done from here as a dirt track. So let's get into it and see what's happening. How are we looking at championship wise, Carl? Are you there yet?
I am almost there. I was actually looking up, seeing if I could find out what season it was on the actual bits and bobs, but that's okay. I'll get back to that one in a moment. I'll get back to that task soon. So, championship standings for season 3 of the ANZCAR Truck Series, brought to you by FGME Cars Ferguson Group Media here on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and many other places as well, I'm sure. So, Jason Martin leads at the moment with 189 points. He's 13 points ahead of his teammate Josh Micklemore. Andrew Dyson moves up 7 places to P3, 22 points behind the leader. 23 points down in 4th is Luke Trahere. 5th is Scotty Griffiths, 25 points off the lead. 6th is Danny G, 30 points down. 7th is Dave Douglas and Maddie Ray, both 31 points down. In P9, technically, Stephen Williams is 35 points off the lead. And P10, we have Aidan Schultz, 37 points down.
There you go, a couple of those names missing tonight. Of course, Andrew Dyson last week put in an absolutely dominating performance. This one here tonight's going to prove a little bit more challenging, but you can see already Dyso sitting in 3rd. Dave Douglas, that man, unlucky to not get a win last week in the Xfinity Series. He's currently fastest around here, so plenty of guys knocking on the door. Got a new face as well here tonight, Glenn McLeod, who is not out on track just yet. But Glenn McLeod joins. Haven't seen him run in our time, so welcome, Glenn. Hopefully it's a stellar start for you. Aaron Hayden jumps back in as well. So we've got a couple of new drivers, but all the usual faces running here as well. Good to see a couple of the new teams as well, well supported in the chat already this evening, with the guys from After Dark getting a good mention early on as well. There's 3 comments there for Aaron Hayden and for Luke Georgeson, so I'll make sure they get plenty of coverage tonight as well. So speaking of that man, Andrew Dyson on screen now. Ben Vickers is coming through in a very dirty digital digital car there, and he's just making his way through as well. Juice Digital is what I was trying to get out. My God, it's only Monday.
Oh dear, yeah, it's one of those days today. I mean, we're still recovering from the heartbreak that was the Russian Grand Prix, of course. Yeah, so I think it's going to take a long time to get over that one for sure. Just looking back in the history books, so last time we ran Eldora, we ran Eldora back in 2020 for season 2 of the trucks in 2020. That's the one I was thinking about back when I was running. Long ago, but yes, we have run the trucks here prior, but it has been a long time ago, yeah, it's a very difficult track, and I must say from first-hand experience, it was a very daunting task. First time I'd ever driven one of these trucks on the mud. Slinging mud in one of these things is a very different skill indeed, and it was the first time I'd ever driven dirt in iRacing as well. And yeah, very, very baptism of fire moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine it would be. I am hopeless on the dirt. You'll never catch me having a crack at this, but we've got 5 minutes left here in practice, and it will be 2-lap qualifying. There's no eliminations or anything here tonight. It's not a traditional dirt race of sorts, so it will then be straight into our race. Of course, cautions will fly, and it's going to be all about staying, or trying to stay as clean as you can, or keep the truck as clean as you can, to get home and potentially take out the win here tonight.
Yeah, that's it.
We've got 100 laps tonight.
You sure?
Apparently. It's what I've been told.
Is that for the feature? Because we've... Oh yes, there we go. Yeah, the feature race. So
feature race.
We have,
yep.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so it's we've got 3 heat races of 10 laps.
Yeah.
Which will move us into the feature race of 100 laps. Of course, 100 laps around here is relatively quick. Lap time is not that long, about 20 seconds to get around this place. So it's a very, very quick lap indeed. And most of that time is spent sideways as well.
As it should be.
Very much so. And look, one of the things you're going to be seeing is, seen in the past, is you sort of get like almost a racing line forming. You can see that on the dirt itself, that sort of very shiny surface, and it loses its grip almost. And that's where things get a little bit troublesome. There we go, as we get back up on screen. So that shiny surface, it sort of loses its grip, and then you get that lovely cushion up the top of that dirt, and that's where the grip tends to be. So you want to get on that sort of dirty section to get the actual grip, but there isn't much of it, so you've got to be really careful. The other thing to watch out for tonight are those dirt specialists. You're going to see a few of them tonight who are just absolutely mad on this stuff, and they go out there on track and you look at them and you just go, how are you able to get this thing around so quickly and not destroy it? Jaden Russell is one of those people, I would say. Just looking at his truck right now, in his Synergy truck, it is absolutely pristine, and he is absolutely flogging it around there. It's currently in P2.
Back to the picture of this. Oh, Jesus, just see Hayden Schultz come over the top there. Let's stick with this one for a little bit. It'll make for some good shots later on in the evening. We're going to do the background work on this one. As we've got that there. So, who are you liking in this one, Carl? I heard you talk about dirt specialists. I don't actually know who I'm looking at tonight, to be brutally honest. It throws a cat amongst the pigeons for me.
Well, you've got some drivers out there like Josh Micklemore who have some real-world experience on the dirty stuff. Glenn McLeod, Jaden Russell, Mr. Dave Douglas. He is quite good on this loose surface as well. Then we've got people like Stevie Dubb, Stephen Williams, driver that has a bit of experience on the old dirt stuff. Even people like Norman Clark, not setting the absolute best lap times at the moment, but very experienced on gravel and dirt tracks, dirt roads at least. So there will be a few drivers out there that will come up and be like, oh, okay, they're actually very, very good. So there might be a few names that we're not used to seeing up at the top, because, as I said, the dirt specialists tend to creep out of their hole when this track comes up, because there's not much dirt running you get to do, especially in the truck series. And when it comes available, they all jump for it.
Well, only got a couple of minutes here to find out, or about a minute left until we get into the heat. So let's see who it is who can get to the top of this one.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting race, and it's going to be a very different race if you're used to the usual oval racing. If you've never watched dirt racing before, it is a very different style of racing. It's a very different skill set as well. I mean, it's such a demanding thing to do, and it is millimeter perfection as well. Just getting around that track and just keeping it just up against the wall if you can. You just generally want to run it it's nice and high, but also sideways as well. And these drivers just absolutely nailing it. It is fantastic to watch, and just a marvel to actually behold the skill set involved, because if you've never actually driven on this sort of style of track in one of these trucks before, you don't realize just how tough it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I must admit, I like calling the midgets and stuff on this. It's pretty exciting close racing. So let's get into this one. As we've got lone qualifying here, we're going to stick with our man Dave Douglas tonight. Let him take us around here. We'll jump on the roof of the 199 entry. See how he gets on.
At the Big E tonight. So Dave Douglas taking us around Eldora. Not much to talk about this track, really. I mean, it is very much just a round track with a couple of tiny little straights and lots of dirt on there, of course. Not much other than keeping the back tyres on that slightly darker dirt patch to get the grip, to get the speed in there. But also, you've got to try not to tag the walls too much, because you've got to get around and not get pinged for it for these qualifying laps, and that's tricky to do. So some drivers will actually be going out there and being a little bit cautious. You can see Douglas is already just tapping the walls a few times here. Most of the times it can get you it can cause some trouble, and I think Dave Douglas has actually had to just give up now, because his 2 laps have been done, and that's him out of qualifying. So Douglas is going to be starting his heat at least down the back. Meanwhile, Aiden Schultz setting a really good lap time, getting up there in P1. Jaden Russell just behind him. And these guys are just taking it a little bit easy at the moment and not setting the blistering pace that they were in practice, because they can't tag the walls too much because of obviously being qualifying in iRacing. If you get a X appear to you, if you make contact, your lap is null and void.
On board here with Jason Martin as he tries to get it done. Sticking with him here. He's on his first lap. So we'll jump out and have a look if you can keep it clean, see how he fares. Oh, as he just squeezes
so close
up
to
there.
the wall there. Really, really nicely held by Martin.
Just gets nice and close. And then as he jumps straight up into P2 as well. Is there anything he can't do in the truck? Just made it look so casual too, to be brutally honest. He's going to push a bit this lap by the look of it, just to see if he can get up into that number 1 spot. So we'll see how he goes.
A driver I forgot to mention as well on dirt experience is Aiden Schultz as well. He's a driver that has got a lot of experience on this slippery, dirty stuff in the world of full metal racing as well. So he's a driver to keep an eye out for tonight. He could have a good run as long as those black cats keep away from him.
Well, it started out well for him. Here we are on board with Daiso in the simrigs.com entry. It looks like he hasn't touched the wall yet, but he's trying his luck. Up on that line. Oh, look at how good he is there. Just getting so close to that wall. But far enough away.
Plenty of drifting experience for Daiso, of course. We've seen him have some fun out on the street tracks and drifting it around there. Very different style of drifting it here, though.
He did just get a touch there. That might have been after the conclusion of his lap, but Daiso 20.16 goes 16th at the moment. So there's a couple who've decided not to have a crack, and there's a couple who have not set a lap because of the difficulties staying off the wall.
I think most of them have actually tried to have a bit of a crack, but unfortunately they didn't make it through. They didn't make it through qualifying because they touched the wall. They just made a slight tag.
Yep.
So Simon Heddersheet in that one, he had a little tag on the wall. He's just out there getting a little bit more practice in that one at the moment. Lachlan Oquio as well, another driver we've seen have some really good results recently. He had a little bit of a tag in qualifying, and I think that caught him out slightly. So a few drivers just not making it. And of course, Dave Douglas, we saw him out there, but clipping the wall a couple of times, meaning that he will not set a lap for qualifying.
E53's jumped into the YouTube chat and said Russell, Micklemore and Douglas are their early trifecta. So we'll see if that one comes through. That'd be quite a podium if that happens. But at the moment, it is Schultz who went quickest with a 19.45, 10th quicker than Jason Martin. And Jaden Russell, third quickest time with a 19.58.
The Russells of motorsport have been overachieving, I should say, recently. So we'll see if Jaden Russell can continue that form for Russells everywhere and get a good one tonight.
Of course, we saw that the adopted Australian Scott McLaughlin took out the Rookie Championship in IndyCar overnight as well. So things happening overseas. So we do have our first heat gridding up now. So let's see. Jump on with that one. Not too sure how the grid's going to work, so bear with us if we get this one wrong. Here we go. So no, it has played. So there's 15 in this opening heat. It's Schultz, Russell, McLeod and Joshua Carroll-Walden. Then it's Riley Curtis, Steve Williams with Scott Griffiths, Ben Vickers, Michael Skurlock, Daniel Weaver. Then Noddy Tompkins, Aaron Dillon as we flip over. Then Matty Ray, Dave Douglas and Justin Howe.
So Jason Martin, of course, getting pole position for Heat 2. So he may have got P2 in the overall qualifying, but he still gets a pole position somehow. That's how good Jason Martin is.
Yeah, no surprises there.
Also, Jason Martin becoming the driver with the most wins in the Truck Series as of last week. So really good results for Jason Martin at the moment. He is definitely the truck to be out there. In these things, he is one of the drivers that's almost untouchable.
And who was it that he took that record from, Carl?
Matt Danson.
Oh, Matt Danson.
Yeah,
right,
took that one off of Matt Danson. So yeah, taking that record and running away with it. And I'm sure we will see
many
some more
more to
wins for
come.
Jason Martin. Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So having a look off Aiden Schultz's truck here. So he's going to be the one who's going to get us away. Of course, they'll do a lap. And then looking out the back there, he's going to come under pressure early, you'd figure, from Jaden Russell.
And the tricky part is getting out of pit lane, in all honesty, in these trucks. It's actually really sketchy in these vehicles. They're kind of really bad to drive at low speed. So they are very hard to actually get round a track like this at low speed. It's until it gets up to speed that it actually becomes somewhat drivable, which is a strange feeling. But the pace truck in front is going to be the one that's going to be probably the most comfortable one to be in. But Aiden Schultz is going to be leading us away here at Eldora Speedway. Of course, the dirt oval here for the ANZCAR Truck Series. It's going to be one heck of a race. Get yourselves ready, strap yourselves in, as we are about to go green flag racing here.
A few issues with the overlay there, so we're just going to turn that off for the minute. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on as it goes green here for the first of the heats, and it is Schultz who takes us away. He is in front with Jaden Russell, Joshua Carroll-Walden and Steve Williams there. Good start from Jaden Russell. He's ducked down to the inside with JCW there, just tucking up behind Aiden Schultz, but it is Jaden Russell who jumps out into the lead early on here in this 10-lap heat.
Aiden Schultz not holding that though. He goes down below, gets back into the lead as there's a bit of contact towards the rear. A couple of trucks going around, they managed to keep it, but a few people getting caught out with that one. So I think it might have been
Noddy Tompkins, I think.
Noddy Tompkins, and I saw a purple truck involved as well, Daniel Weaver as well. So he got a call. Says, oh, JCW gets a big tag slapper on out of the corner. He's going to lose position to Stephen Williams right here. Glenn McLeod just right behind him at the moment. JCW trying to get back on it as trucks are absolutely sideways all across the place. They were running almost 4 or 5 wide at the beginning of this race, but it has spread out a little bit. Really good driving standards by everybody to keep this one as clean as they have. We often see the odd caution flag out in a series like this because it is so tricky to keep them going in a straight line, as I think somebody has gone round in the background. We have got a truck.
It's Justin Howe.
Big round. Justin Howe. Justin Howe getting into Daniel Weaver getting into Justin Howe, but they have both managed to keep it going. Meanwhile, up front, Jaden Russell is leading this race at the moment. Got a decent lead and setting some very fast laps as well. absolutely keeping it up there on that pillow, up on that high line, that pillow of dirt, just keeping the truck just off the wall. It almost buffets it off there and just keeps you going in that direction that you want to. Aidan Schultz is trying his best to keep on the, well, I'd say the tail, but it's more like the side of that truck. As Schultz gets a big moment mid-corner. You can just see that, just big bumps there as he just gets a little bit up, catches the fence a little bit. It's going to cost him a little bit of time. Luckily, he's got a decent gap behind him for Stephen Williams, Joshua Carroll-Walden and Glenn McLeod also up there as well. McLeod having a good run. Riley Curtis now moving his way up, as well as Dave Douglas. Watch out for Double D. He is moving his way through the field. He's currently up 6 spots. So he is really charging his way up the field as he tries to get his way into the top of this bracket. Just trying to get it past the 84 there. Glenn McLeod doesn't quite make it through this time. But he is trying his best as they are all going around. It's all Juice Media car. Ben Vickers has gone around. Ben Vickers losing it completely. The Juice Digital car manages to keep it going in the right direction in the end, though. But up the front, it is Jaden Russell in the lead. Got a great lead over Aidan Schultz at the moment, and Joshua Carroll-Walden in third. Stevie Williams just behind him, just gets a big tank stuff. That's going to give Dave Douglas the opportunity to maybe make a move for P4.
Yeah, it's Dave Douglas. Oh, a straight panel left on that truck because we've got the white flag out now. So Douglas is trying to press his claim. The P4 is up 10 spots now. He's just got real high there. It is going to be Jaden Russell who takes out the win here. Aidan Schultz in second. JCW's coming through in third. It looks like Stevie Dubb's got through in fourth. And Dave Douglas has managed to get through in fifth with Matty Ray sixth, Riley Curtis seventh, Aaron Dillon eighth, Glenn McLeod ninth, and Scotty Griffith rounding out our top 10.
What a chaotic race, but that is what you expect at Eldora in a sprint, in a heat race. Sorry, it is a chaotic section of racing, and boy, that was pretty crazy stuff. That was fantastic to watch, and we get to do it all over again with a new batch of drivers. As Jason Martin will be leading off ahead of Danny G in second, and on the third row it will be Micklemore and Hobbs, Brent Hobbs that is. Third row is Georgeson and Bud. Fifth row is Finley and Dyson. Sixth is Dorshnak and Norman Clark. Seventh row is Hayden and Burkick. Eighth we have Simon Hedersheed and Lachlan Okio, and Philip Howell will be towards the back, possibly.
Round out the 15 starters for this second heat race. So I've got the overlay fixed there as well, so now I'll actually be able to see what's going on a little bit better. Apologies for that one. Technology having its Monday night off, as it does every now and again for us here on FGME Cars, but we're back. And it is a Mitch Motorsport 1, 2, 3 at the front of the field. So some fantastic pictures to come your way there. And who is it who's going to challenge these men at the front?
It's going to be a very tight formation for the Mitch boys. I imagine those guys worked it out perfectly for qualifying to get all of their bullets into the second heat. But Jason Martin is going to be leading away. It's up to Brent Hobbs, of course, to try and get this one a little bit further up. We'll see what he can do, and to see if he can get that truck up there and see what he can do there. Luke Georgeson keep getting a really good qualifying session done as we are green and we are underway, and it is Jason Martin just in the lead, Danny G up on the high line, Josh Micklemore in the middle. Making a move is Danny G on Jason Martin, just getting up on that high line and possibly getting past his teammate there. It is all the Mitch boys free abreast at the moment, with Hobbs, Georgeson and Bud behind them. Dyson and Finley are trying to work their way up, can't quite make it there at the moment, but it's Danny G in the lead of this race as it currently stands.
Well, a bit of a move up there from Josh Micklemore. Martin getting close.
Oh, Brent Hobbs gets turned sideways.
Looks like
by his teammate, possibly.
Yeah, I think it was Hedersheed there might have got into him.
Jamie Budd, I think it was. So it was the 180 of Budd there.
Oh, was it?
Yep, 180 of Budd there, just getting into the side of him, turning him sideways. So teammates making contact there. Not an unsurprising thing on a dirt track, as all Norman Clark has a big moment, slides down the track, manages to save it. He's going to have to work his way back up through the field though, because he was running in a good position, working his way up to P6. But he's going to drop back some at the moment. Meanwhile, it is a Mitch 1-2 at the front, but Andrew Dyson is doing his best to stop that from happening. You can see Dyson in the 0-4-1, absolutely flying out at the moment, right on the back of Danny G. He's got Josh Micklemore right behind him, and down on the low line is Jason Martin trying to find his own little path. Look at all of these 4 trucks racing for position, trying to find their own little groove, seeing who can get there first. They make slight contact through the corner, but that is absolute perfect racing for these guys. Beautiful stuff there. Just sliding it door to door. Perfect stuff there. Just rubbing a little bit of paint on each other. Very, very cool stuff.
No, absolutely. And great shots here from the blimp. Just showing you there the defensive work. Dyson gets a little bit of a better drive out of the corner. Martin struggling a little bit down on the low line there. He's trying to do what he can, but it is, at the moment, Danny G who's got command of this heat. Dyson slows up there, allows Micklemore to close back up on the back bumper of the 041 DPR. Simrigs.com entry. These Mitch Motorsport boys are trying to challenge here. Oh, great move there from Micklemore. Gets the move done. Dyson will get a better drive out of the corner, and he does. Tries to switch back down underneath as they're door-to-door here. 4 to go at Eldora. Who's going to say Dyson hits the wall, just touches the back corner on it, as you'd expect. Uses it to part and parcel of the lap round here.
Oh, and around goes Luke Georgeson. He just loses that truck momentarily, and that's going to give Christopher Finley the opportunity. Finley in a very beaten up truck at the moment, but doing a great job. The 064 of Brent Hobbs as well, working his way up through the field. I saw Aaron Hayden unfortunately losing it. He's got a lap down. He went down below and just lost it a little bit. Meanwhile, up the front, still the same action, but Danny G has got a decent lead over Andrew Dyson, Josh Micklemore, Jason Martin. Danny G is carrying the Mitch Motorsport flag at the moment. The orange car, not as orange as usual because it is a bit covered in dirt, but leading this race. Dyson and Micklemore absolutely battling it out as the white flag comes out. Who will cross the line first? It looks like it's going to be Danny G. Who's going to come second though? Is it going to be Dyson or Micklemore? It's going to be close between those 2 trucks as Danny G just gets held up a tiny bit. This could give the opportunity to those behind. Who's going to get this one? It's going to be close. It's going to be close as they get past the 024. But Danny G takes the flag with Andrew Dyson second, Josh Micklemore third, Jason Martin fourth, Brent Hobbs in 5th, 6th is Christopher Finlay, Luke Georgeson 7th, 8th is Mirko Dornak, Simon Hedeshid in 9th, 10th Lachlan Urquio. Big shout out to Igor Burkick, who just absolutely hemorrhaged down the field. He had something happen. I think it might have been my timing screen actually.
Yeah, he ended up 1 lap down there somehow. Yeah. Igor didn't see what happened to him, but a cracking one there. So we are now out into the feature race. We've got the grid set for this one. So I'll bring that up on the screen for you now and run you through it here on FGME Cast for the ANZCAR Truck Series at Eldora, and it is Jaden Russell, Danny G on the front row, our heat winners, with Aidan Schultz, Andrew Dyson off row 2, Joshua Carroll-Walden, Josh Micklemore off 3, with Stevie Dubb, Jason Martin off 4, then it's Double D and Brent Hobbs off 5, with Matty Ray, Christopher Finlay off 6. As we flip over the page, we're looking here at Riley Curtis, Luke Georgeson off 7, with Aaron Dillon, Mirko Dortnak off 8, then Glenn McLeod and Simon Hedeshid off 9, Scotty G and Lachlan Urquio off 10. Then it's Mickey Skurlock and Jamie Budd off 11, with Ben Vickers and Norm Clark off 12. And as we get back through, it's Noddy Tompkins, Igor Burkick, then Justin Howe, Aaron Hayden, Daniel Weaver and Philip Howe rounding out the 30 starters for the feature race here tonight for the ANZCAR Truck Series from Eldora Speedway. Looking forward to the main game here. Let's see how this one is going to play out.
Bit of an issue in pit lane for Dyson, I think. Just could not get the truck away. I think he stalled it or something. Or no, he had it in reverse. So selected the wrong gear there. Dyson reversed it in to Josh Micklemore. So a bit of a mistake there from Dyson there, and that's caused a little bit of a check up behind, and they're going to have to work their way through.
Well, there's too much damage on the front of Micklemore. There's a fair old dent in the back of Andrew Dyson's Phoenix Smokers entry. You can just see it in the middle there. But you know what? That's probably about the only place you couldn't tap on the wall here. So he's got that completed. There'll be plenty of damage coming up as we get ready to go green here It's going to be Jaden Russell, Danny G on the front row leading us away. 100 laps here at Eldora. Let's see how this one pans out. It's going to be fast, it's going to be frenetic, it's going to be full of action as Jaden Russell gets going. Leads us away, the light goes green, but he is off and running. Looks like there's a good mix in the background as well, low and high. The track will change over the next 100 laps, so you've got to pick your line and run your race.
Yeah, that's it. It's finding that line that works for you, finding that comfort and almost a rhythm, which is very hard on a dirt track as well. Danny G just dropping back a little bit, falling behind Aidan Schultz and Andrew Dyson at the moment, who are working up very well, but Jaden Russell off like a greased whippet at the front, speeding away, getting almost a second lead already. So really good start from Jaden Russell as we key our first caution.
Let's see who that was there. It's got Aaron Hayden leaving pit lane, but that may just be the trigger. Does look like Hayden started from pit lane. I can't see anyone having dropped down the timing charts particularly either, so
I'm just going back to have a bit of a look at it.
Let's jump on with Aaron Hayden here and see if that brings anything up.
I think Aaron Hayden started from pit lane.
He has, so his entry perfectly fine.
So that is there. Him just emerging from pit lane. Just as the truck went out, so not exactly sure what that caution was for. I'm seeing if I could squiggling through all the cars, seeing what happened.
Could just be one of those iRacing generosity cautions that we do see from time to time. Evening BPM Livery and Design, welcome on YouTube. Thanks for joining us tonight.
I think I know what it is. I think it was possibly might be Daniel either or Noddy Tompkins. So Noddy Tompkins got a lot of damage on the front of that truck, so you're not 100% sure. Yeah, Noddy Tompkins has gone round, so there we go. There, found it at last. Noddy Tompkins gone round in the SRM car, unfortunately, and
yeah, a bit of damage
what
there.
out the portion. So yeah, there we go. As we go back to green flag racing here at Eldora Motor Speedway, and away they go once again. Jaden Russell's going to have to try and build up that lead once more, but Andrew Dyson is not going to want to let that happen. You can see sitting right behind him at the moment, Josh Mickelmore up there as well as Aidan Schultz. All of those guys running well. Danny G just dropping down the field a little bit at the moment. Dave Douglas trying to work his way up though. Double D Dave Douglas in the 199 is having a good run at the moment. He's trying for the low line. So Dave Douglas is going for a slightly different line to some of the other drivers, and it looks like Matty Raymond's noticed this and decided to join him. So Dave Douglas going for the low line at the moment while everybody else is running that high line. So interesting to see there is I think a bit of contact between JCW and Matty Ray there, just a big biff between those two cars, but they are both still, trucks I should say, both still running. If Matty Ray kept it clean tonight, I think he wouldn't be trying hard enough.
Absolutely, the world's a part of the course here. So Matty Ray just getting elbows out and getting dirty. Oh, there's a big hit up into the wall there for both Dave Douglas and JCW there, a little bit of monkey see, monkey do. They both just got real loose and up into the wall, so big impact, but that's okay. So we'll just say that's what we expect to see. Danny G having a slightly slower start than he would have liked, as we've got our second caution here, and it looks like there's a big incident.
Lachlan Urquio is around. So Jamie Budd just going into the side of Lachlan Urquio, just caught Lachlan Urquio a little bit slow in the corner and unfortunately gone straight around. So incident between Lachlan Urquio and Jamie Budd, and then there was a secondary incident going on as well between Simon Hedesheed and it was Christopher Finley. Christopher Finley actually spun round and Hedesheed had nowhere to go. Hedesheed just getting absolutely caught out by that one. So Finley spun out and his teammate Dylan just moving up the track to avoid it. He actually put on the brakes. I think he caught Finley, sorry, and then that caught out Hedesheed. So unfortunate for those guys.
Just watching the replay there with Simon Heathersheet. A little bit of contact there, that truck very much worse for wear.
Well, it's cosmetic damage. She'll be fine. She'll be all right, mate.
That's it. As long as it turns, you're still in with a chance.
As long as it turns and it has an engine in it, you're still in with a chance here at Eldora, of course.
Lucky there, that head-on collision that he had at the end there, just turning around with Aaron Dillon, Christopher Finlay, might cause him a little bit of grief, but we'll see how that one holds up.
Yeah, of course, calling can be a big issue at the dirt tracks. So, one of the things that it's not quite as realistic in iRacing over the real stuff, of course, is you don't get as much dirt clogging up the radiator and having the truck blow itself up, like we saw with the Cup cars earlier in the year when they were racing on the dirt, and I think it was Bush had his car blow up. But we are back to green flag racing. Jaden Russell again, like a whippet dynamite up its bum, getting away very quickly, but Daiso is catching him just as quick. Dyson having a really good run as Russell just catches the wall slightly. Daiso trying to make a move early, so Russell can't run away with it, but not quite getting it up there. Aiden Short's getting a really good start, passing Josh Micklemore at the moment. Those two are still racing for position. Real tight stuff between those guys at the moment. It is very much on here tonight.
Dave Douglas still progressing through the field as well. He's up 3 spots behind Stephen Williams, currently running 6th position as well. So biggest mover of the night so far is Mickey Skurlock. He's already up 10 positions into P11, I should say.
Yeah, Skurlock had a bit of an unfortunate heat race, so struggled a little bit in that, but he's working his way up in the feature for sure. The one that matters, he's making it work for himself, so keep an eye on that man.
He's interesting, he's running that low line too, so taking a leaf out of the Dave Douglas School of Eldora, and he's running that low line as Igor Burkic, I've just got notification, has had an incident as well. And looks like Luke Georgeson there has had a spin around. He has, as we've got our 3rd caution here of the night. I'll just run through here and have a quick look at this one.
Big moment as Georgeson gets hit.
Daniel Weaver came down, just hit Luke Georgeson there, so a not at fault.
And unfortunately into Scotty Griffiths, so he sort of Scotty Griffiths, wrong place, wrong time. Igor Burkic had a little bit of a help round, I think, by there was maybe a little bit of contact between Burkic and Noddy Tompkins. So those two just having a tiny little tap together.
He's over-rotated.
Over-rotated. So, it just, from my camera angle, it looked as though there might have been contact, and then I've had a second look at it, and no, he's just over-rotated it a little bit.
Noddy did quite well to avoid that, actually, given that he's in the dirt.
Yeah, good job from Noddy there, just to actually get out of that one, because it's quite hard to avoid an accident like that, as they're going to come around and, lucky dogs and things like that are going to work their way through. So, 3rd caution of the night. Let's start some quiz questions for Mr. Stuart Brown.
Oh dear.
Who is the owner of Eldora Motor Speedway?
Oh, goodness me, Carl. The Wiggles. I wouldn't have the faintest clue. The Eldora Preservation Society.
He is a relatively famous racing driver and is well known for his NASCAR. Yes, you've got it. Was that a Google one, or was that seeing Ed mention it in the track?
No, actually, I just noticed that Ed mentioned it in the track, but I knew Tony Stewart had some tracks, so I would have had no idea that it was this one though. As we're back green again now, and it's Jaden Russell taking it away with Daiso, still putting pressure on him. Schultze right there as well, Josh Micklemore, Dave Douglas, so it's still very, very close up at the front here, as you'd expect on the start of a restart of a caution, as Noddy Tompkins goes around in the background, and we've got our 4th caution here tonight.
It was just a brief moment of insanity there, and just getting caught out with Noddy Tompkins there. Going back, just having a look.
We'll just go back a little bit earlier and have a look. Oh, he's just got a little touch.
Yeah, it just looks like I think Georgeson just got a little bit into the side of Noddy there, and unfortunately that has sent him around. Just that little bit of touch in the mid corner, and that causes the over rotation of the truck, and that is that. All right, well, what's that? Fourth caution now, or fifth caution?
That is our fourth caution so far. 23 laps in here at Eldora.
Got to keep count of these things. It's the tricky one. That's the tricky sometimes, especially when you get some absolutely dramatic racing like we just saw. You know, it sort of catches you off guard a little bit.
Yeah, well, didn't quite have the restart that we expected there, but Andrew Dyson really hammering the nail in on Jaden Russell, trying to get the lead of the race. So Synergy Sim Racing, DPR, competing at the front here. And it's been good racing so far. Aiden Schultz doing a really good job tonight as well. So keep your eye on this one as we're about to go green again. It is Jaden Russell in control here. What will he do on the restart? He goes straight away, and he's ducked out of that low line. Is he going to stay down there? No, moves back up into the high again. So still got a couple of drivers as he just gets into the wall there. Got a couple of drivers. Aiden Schultz.
Big accident behind, and that's going to be a caution coming out as we see
Stevie Dubb, Matty Ray, Scott Griffiths as well, Jamie Bard, Lachlan Urquio, Igor Burkic, all involved in this one.
Martin. I think if we just named the whole field, I think we would pretty much get about all of those drivers in there. A lot of big names caught up in that one. The drivers that was. Let's see this one again. So yeah, just getting a little bit round. You can just see a little bit of contact there, and then as things are checked up a little bit, nobody can make it through. Did you see who was up on the high side, just sneaking his way through like a thief in the night in that Castrol livery truck?
So Michael Skurlock.
Yes,
taking liberty. Let's jump on board with Mickey there and see how he managed to make his way through. On the roof here of Michael Scott. You just see the check up there, just up in front, and then these guys tried to stop, so he's just pushed his way through, barged on through and said, let me through. I'm going to take this one. Managed to get through without too many dramas as well. So Jason Martin managed to recover reasonably well too, because he's just up there in front of Mickey Skurlock. So a little bit of damage, but let's see how we go from here.
Yeah, the Swansea sneaker there, just getting his way through that incident relatively scot-free. So good job from Mickey Skurlock there. I was about to mention Dave Douglas as well, who's up into P3 now. He was running that low line, and he is really enjoying that low side. So he's making that work for himself. Watch out for Dave as this race goes on, and see who starts to copy him, as the pace truck will be coming in once more. It's going to be Jaden Russell leading away from Aiden Schultz, Dave Douglas, Josh Mickelmore, Andrew Dyson, Joshua Carroll, and Riley Curtis, Josh Mickelmore, Michael Skurlock. Sorry, Jason Martin, Michael Skurlock, and Danny G, and we are green once more.
Russell again gets a start, heads straight back up to that high line where he's been running. Guys, he gets stuck up into the wall on the last restart, caused that check up a bit cleaner this time, as you can see there as well. The Joshua Carroll Warden in a 35, Natari Autosport entry. He's made his way back up into this lead pack. Andrew Dyson with him. But it is Jaden Russell who's taking away the restart here. Aiden Schultz just falling a little bit behind. A second's a big gap here.
So has a big slide and goes right into the side of Skirley. So Skirley not getting lucky a second time round as Dyson has fallen back in the pack. Andrew Dyson dropping down to P10 right now. So not having the best restart for Dyson. And Michael Skurlock getting caught with that one as well. So that's going to hurt both of them. Meanwhile, Jaden Russell is getting that lead once again. Once more, Russell is away and running away with it as well. He has got some serious pace in that Synergy truck at the moment, Russell. Really putting on a good show for the team. Aiden Schultz is trying his best in the Ozea esports entry to make sure he can't run away with it. As they start to settle down a little bit, you can see the gaps have started to open up, and everybody's pretty much running that high line now. Everybody's decided that's the way to go. Just getting those tyres, getting a little bit more speed out the corner, not able to make much pace on the low line.
No, just sticking it high. Having said that, Dave Douglas still battling away. Was the pioneer. Even he's decided though this high line's the way to go. Just jumps into the wall again there. Unusual about that. As you can just see Josh Mickelmore up in front of him, so that's who he's chasing. Oh, as he gets up into the wall again. Plenty of work to be done in the panel shop after this event.
Yeah, the panel beaters are going to be busy after this one for sure. They're going to be earning their dollary dues to get these trucks looking back pristine, but good at running going on at the moment. Joshua Crowell and Jason Martin at the moment having a very close battle as Daiso tries to catch back up to this group. Watch out for Danny G as well. We've seen he's had some good pace out there tonight too, so he's trying to work his way back up to his teammate as it stands. Fallen back a bit is Matty Ray. He's dropped right back in the order. He's down in 14th position at the moment as the caution flag flies once more.
Yeah, I saw that Aaron Hayden had an issue there. I'm not sure if he was the cause. It was a fair bit before the caution flag came out. Now he's just got right up into the wall there. And I think it's just rotated it around. It's a really, really long incident. It might be the cause of that one.
Yeah, I'm just going through to see if there's anything else out there that's...
There it is there, yeah. He's just rotated it all the way around. Just a long event. But he's got it back straight, but it has brought out the caution flag, unfortunately.
Okie dokie. Well, you know what that means, don't you, Stuart?
Sixth caution of the evening? Means another question. It means another question for me.
That's it. So, when did Eldora open?
I'm gonna say, can I give you a decade?
No.
Oh, 1964.
Oh, so close. So close. Just, you got the 4-bit right.
Oh, you're real close then. Yeah, real close. 54 then.
Yes, you have got it. There you go.
Right.
It's relatively close. It's not too bad. I mean, with your track record on these things, it's that's pretty close for you, Stuart.
As somebody that has relatively, well, basically bugger all knowledge, I don't think I do too badly.
I love teasing you, it's great fun. Jaden Russell away clean once again, but Aiden Schultz trying his best to stop that from happening. He needs to get up in front of Russell to make sure he does not run away. Really trying it this time, doesn't get it made as JCW gets caught up with Andrew Dyson. They're going to fall down the pack. It's managed to stay green flag racing, but disastrous for JCW. Here's falling well down the order at the moment, down to 12th position with Andrew Dyson. Those two not having a good moment. Z getting in there with, I think that is Matty Raymond as well.
Yeah, just got up into Matty Ray there as well, so a little bit of Rubbins racing. Definitely the case tonight.
Yes, it is very much so.
We've got another caution.
Oh, big incident there for Noddy Tompkins. He is in the catch fencing himself and Eagle Burkick, I think. Burkick just getting into him, then getting into Luke Georgeson, and up goes Noddy Tompkins up into the barrier, and he can't get out of it. He is stuck.
I'm just watching a seat. Oh, right, yeah, wow, just run the ramp straight up into the wall there, and he can't get out of it, so he's had to jump into pit lane.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. We may have done some experimenting long ago, and it is possible to actually drive a car around the catch fencing here if you try hard enough. So yes, and welcome to High Glue as well. Yes, we are on a dirt tonight, a little bit different. Dirt trucks on dirt, a very tricky thing to get used to, and look, it is an absolute challenge for these guys.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Make that sound reasonably obvious that it's definitely different, but it definitely is different.
It definitely is.
Yes, go right to go left.
Go right to go left, Tiger, that old Cars classic. So it is Jaden Russell, Aidan Schultz still up the front here. Micklemore, Dave Douglas. So familiar for Jason Martin, Danny G behind them. Riley Curtis, Mickey Skurlock, Andrew Dyson dropped down a little bit. So Brenton Hobbs there as well. Brent Hobbs, I should say. Matty Ray and Joshua Carroll Walden. So there's a few who've dropped. This lead for now have been fighting for a little while with 45 through 100 here at Eldora. On FGME cars for the ANZCAR Truck Series for your Monday night. Wherever you are across the world, I hope you're enjoying the coverage as we go green again. Jaden Russell, another good restart. Aidan Schultz goes straight with him. Josh Mickle moves up into third place on that high line. That should say Eve Douglas dropped a spot to Martin behind him. And Douglas gets caught up badly in the wall there in the background. You just see he's fighting a little bit there with the 199. As in the background, they're 3 wide. Andrew Dyson, Michael Skurlock coming together again like magnets at the moment.
Yeah, Scully got quite a lot of damage on the front of that truck at the moment, but most of it looks to be superficial. Luckily, I think I saw Scotty Griffiths unfortunately getting caught up pretty heavily in one of those incidents, so he might be out of it. Sorry, it was not Scotty Griffiths, it was Danny Weaver, sorry. Very similar liveried cars with the purple and the white. He just got checked up and really had to fall off a little bit as Danny G goes down into the wall. Big moment for Danny G. No, sorry, it was Riley Curtis, sorry. Riley Curtis, sorry, just had a big moment off the corner. All of a sudden that truck found grip where he was not expecting it, ran down, managed to catch it before it went nose first into the wall. Great save there by Riley Curtis. But that's cost him a handful of positions. Meanwhile, up the front, Jaden Russell is still providing the lead of this race as we tick over lap 50. Halfway home now. It is Jaden Russell leading Aidan Schultz, Josh Micklemore, Dave Douglas, Jason Martin, Danny G, Andrew Dyson, Maddie Raymond, Michael Skurlock, and Jason W, Josh Carroll, and Pete Had.
Yeah, this is where the battle is at here, and between Danny G and Andrew Dyson, you just see in the background there Mickey Skurlock and Matty Ray as well, so there's plenty of fight left in this one. Oh, as Danny G just gets caught up in the fence there, that's opened the door for Matty Ray behind him. Just slowed him up a lot there, just couldn't quite get Mitch Motorsport 24 off. Oh, as Matty Ray gets right up on Mickey Skurlock, Michael Skurlock as well.
There is some serious racing going on up there as well.
There it goes round. Sorry, Carl, Matty Ray has gone around.
And Riley Curtis as well. Both of them going around at the same time. Similar times, those two spinning it. So I saw Riley going around as well. He's had a big moment as well as Matty Ray. So unfortunate for both of those guys. So that caution will be for one of those two.
Yeah, I think it might have been for Matty Ray. He was a bit aggressive on the loud pedal here. You can see him, and he just got a little tap that slid right up there into Skurly, and Skurly's nowhere to go. So just a small tap on the back corner, the 83, and around he went.
Yeah, it was pretty much identical times of spinning for Riley Curtis and Matty Ray there. So both of them going around pretty much at the same time. So that's let everybody have another breather. So everybody's able to take a bit of a breath.
Looks like Curtis there just got a little bit of help from potentially Andrew Dyson.
He did. As hopefully Jaden Russell is all good. I just had a couple of moments of blinkage on him, so hopefully that is not a sign of something failing on his side. Hopefully we won't see any issues for him.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We've a couple of blinks, but hopefully nothing too much there. Enjoying the racing up the front here, albeit he keeps managing to get a good gap in the 28 Synergy entry. But Aidan Schultz will be doing everything he can on the restart here to try and arrest that. Make sure that he puts him under pressure. Dave Douglas still. Josh Micklemore still. Same top four still. So we get ready to go green. And there we go. Russell ducks down to the low line. This is his preferred strategy on the restart. Ducks down there, gets the drive out of the corner, moves up to the high line. and defend the restart from Aiden Schultz. Oh, as he gets stuck into the wall here, Schultz got an opportunity. He can get the drive out. Just not quite able to get it there. Russell recovers well.
Schultz just giving him a little bit of a tap in the rear quarter panel there. Good driving from all of them. Schultz just having to try and take advantage of that because we know Russell is so quick. He just needs to try and get in front of him at one of these restarts. But Russell, as you saw, just having that low line is able to just dip down into that nice soft dirt, get some actual grip for a couple of moments and actually get away nicely as there is dirt instead of that horrible ungrippy like clay that you see shining on the racetrack all throughout that dark brown patches the clay. As we've got another caution flag out, I think it's for Lachlan Urquio.
Yeah, it is indeed. Just having a look here at these guys running that high line.
Lachlan Urquio just losing it by himself. I think just got on the pedal a little bit too quickly, unfortunately, and around he goes. So big moment there for Lachlan Urquio. Okie dokie, question time, Stuart. So, in the world of outlaw sprint cars,
Oh, wow.
Eldora, of course, holds the King's Royal event, one of the biggest sprint car races there is. The prize money used to be $50,000 to the winner, but in 2019 it was changed to how much?
250,000.
Lower.
150,000.
Slightly higher.
175.
You have got it. Well done. The price is right. Stuart has got the prize. You walk away with the grand prize of this wonderful new washing machine tonight, Mr. Stuart
Oh,
Brown.
fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm going to come back and play for the VL Calais next week and maybe the total prize pool. To be honest, when you started talking about that, I was lining up the only answer that I could have given to any question about it, which was Brooke Tatnall. Because that's about as far as my knowledge goes of anything to do with big wings and turning left on dirt.
Oh, look, I must admit most of this is actually pre-written down and I've had to do some research on it because my knowledge is not that great either. Hence why I like asking questions, not being asked questions. But Jaden Russell is going to lead away once more. Will Aiden Schultz be able to get a better restart this time, try and get himself ahead of the greased, dirty whippet that is Jaden Russell, able to just launch that car away at some great speed. And once again, he gets a great run. Schultz trying to get down low, can't do it because Dave Douglas is there. They get into each other. Dave Douglas getting a really good run out of the corner, but he's going to lose speed as he gets very sideways. He's going to drop behind. Probably just dropped behind Daiso, who's worked his way back up through the field, keeps himself ahead of Skirley, who has been quietly working away, started P21 up to P6 there. So really nice run from him so far, but Jaden Russell is currently leading over Schultz. Schultz not able to get that jump on Russell that he needs to at the restart.
Jaden Russell doing a commanding job here of just reopening that gap every single time. Doing it well indeed. See plenty of contact with that wall. Dave Douglas there just riding it like a train. It's getting real loose. Look at the amount of damage on the 199 there. Gets up into it again and gets stuck down in that clay. Has got another caution. Aaron Hayden. Oh, Aaron having a tough night tonight.
He is, unfortunately, just going around all by his own, trying to go on that low line. He was just trying something different and got caught out in the mid-corner. Unfortunately, the grip was not there, and that caught him out something big. So around it goes, and that one is another caution for tonight. Lap 66. We've got 34 remaining here at Eldora.
How many are we going to have? How many?
Well, that is the question. I mean, that's $1 million question.
We've lost 9 cars from our initial field.
Okay, a question that I'm sure the E53 car will, the E53 numbered car of Edward Foster will get right pretty quickly. The Prelude to the Dream was held here at Eldora Speedway, who had the most wins in the Prelude to the Dream?
I'm going to need some help. There's no chance I even could guess at it. Because the problem is, I fear the embarrassment of getting it dramatically wrong. Was it one of the... it's got no idea. Was it one of the...
We've mentioned his name already tonight.
That was Tony Stewart.
You've got it right. Congratulations, Stuart Brown. You know more about oval racing than Edward Foster.
I was about to say, if Ed's got NFI, there's no chance of me even guessing the right answer. So we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, good to see that I could pull one out there. That's good. Yeah. Anyway, we are about to go green again, and it is Jaden Russell taking us away once more. Once more, moves into the lead. Hayden Schultz, Dave Douglas heavily into the wall. Daiso almost goes around there as well.
Oh, Dyson is
he's
going around. He's in the wall and around. Dyson goes. Caution flag is out. We've got another incident a little bit further up the field.
Looks like Brent Hobbs and Luke
Georgeson have got into each other and they can't go anywhere at the moment. They are stuck.
Jesus. It's turning into Destruction Derby.
It is a little bit there. There was some true Destruction Derby moments there, but those two cars got absolutely attached to each other and they couldn't actually get out of sort of uncouple each other there. They sort of got clipped together. So very, very tricky for those two trucks.
A little bit of a check up there, and it compressed the fuel. This one here, Daiso just got a door, if you don't mind, on the way back through. And a bit more damage just to make sure that panel was dented as well.
We don't want to see any panels on these trucks with anything left on them.
Let's go back here and have a look. This is on board, sorry, with Brent Hobbs. What happened to him? So he's gone around there just trying to avoid, and yeah, they all just got stuck up. You can see here he's trying to get unhooked. Just goes back and gives Daiso the short back and sides on the way through.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Look, it's one of those things, and unfortunately, because the fact that they sort of got attached together, it sort of made things a little bit trickier. So, yeah, that was one of those moments. And Lachlan Oakey got really unlucky there as well. He got slammed into pretty hard. So, not the night that Lachlan Oakey will have wanted, but he's not doing too badly. He's currently running in 16th position. So, despite that truck looking very second-hand, he's doing well. The truck that's not looking second-hand, though, is Jaden Russell's. Very little damage on that thing for the front. The back, a little bit more wobbly. But once again, he gets a good restart. This time, Dave Douglas, though, has got a nice restart on the bottom. He just gets up into Josh Micklemore and manages to get that position. Aidan Schultz almost lost P2 from Dave Douglas, but Douglas making sure to keep it up there. Meanwhile, JCW and Jason Marlin just getting slightly into each other. Giving Skurlock the chance to go on the low line, try and get past those two cars. Will he make it? He's going to try and get it past JCW. Will he get there? Yes, he does with that slide job into the front of JCW there. Big impact, but they both keep going. Importantly, no harm, no foul there for those ones.
It's got right up into him there, punched him up into the wall. I'm just saying, it's still going. 25 left here. We've got another caution. Brent Hobbs, Scotty Griffiths, Jamie Budd all getting together.
There are a lot of cars around there. Jamie Budd completely facing the wrong way. So Jamie Budd getting caught by Matty Raymond. And then, unfortunately, Norman Clark just went straight into the side of him, just T-boned him, and nowhere to go, and then that caused a big incident behind him. So, huge accident there. That is a lot of cars damaged, and that's going to see a few people coming into pit lane to get some repairs done, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. So, what have we got left here? 12th caution. 24 laps to go.
Okay, I'll go for another question quickly while we're waiting for a little bit. So, the Eldora Dirt Derby has a few manufacturer wins, of course, as there's been a few out there. 2 of them have got 3 wins between them. Which 2 manufacturers have got the 3 wins?
Chevrolet
Yep.
and Ford.
Nope. Chevrolet and Toyota.
Toyota. There you go.
Yeah, you see, yeah, Ford only has the 1 win here at Eldora, so not a great place for the Fords.
No, well, you got to be in it to win it. Oh, Ed's in there. Toyota Chev, got it right. Should have waited, copied his test.
Yeah, so it's not been a good place for the Fords, and tonight is absolutely telling because we've got a few of them up there, the Toyotas and the Chevrolets, and once again we are back under green flag racing. Russell gets a good start once more. Dave Douglas really trying hard to get through as Josh Micklemore is trying to push his way past Aidan Schultz, who has a bit of a blink there. No. Danny G going around in the background, and that's going to be the caution flag once again. Big accident there. Danny G going around catching a few cars out.
I think you might have got Riley Curtis there as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Riley went straight into the front of Danny G. Nose-to-nose impact there. They just absolutely wrecked it out. So that's going to cause some. That's going to cause cooling damage and definitely some engine damage for those trucks. Unfortunately, you see there, just absolutely front-on-front action there. They touch, and that's that one. And Prue Golding. Gooding, sorry. I don't know if I can speak. Sorry, Prue. Prue cheering on Mr. Schultz. He is having a fantastic run tonight, sitting in a P2. He just needs to try and get a restart where he can get past Russell, but Russell has been absolutely unstoppable on those restarts. If Schultz can get up there and past Russell, he could be in with a shout on this one, but we are getting a lower on laps. We've got 19 remaining.
He's going to have to try and make a move on the restart if he can. I mean, it's easy to say, very difficult to execute.
Very much so. It looks like that low side's just able to get away a little bit better in those starts. Just able to dip down to that nice clean dirt at the bottom line and just get away a little bit better. We've seen it with Dave Douglas a few times behind him. Watch out for Mickey Skurlock. It's going to be Jaden Russell on the inside, Aidan Schultz on the outside, Dave Douglas and Josh Micklemore behind him as we're going to go green here once again at Eldora. Jaden Russell not wasting any time, right on the power, gets away perfectly there. Really nice restart. Look at Dave Douglas as well. He's trying to get up past there. Josh Micklemore as well. He's trying as Dave Douglas and Micklemore get into each other side by side. They are absolutely rubbing doors at the moment, but they don't make it work. Aidan Schultz is right on the back of Russell at the moment. Schultz is really putting the pressure on the number 28 at the stage. Will he be able to put the pressure he needs to on him? It is getting close out there, and those boys are really fighting for those positions.
Good to see a clean run to the end of the race here. Just having a little bit of a focus here on the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Albeit Dave Douglas now stretched his legs a little bit over those behind. As into the wall in the background there was Andrew Dyson taking a huge chunk out of the wall.
There won't be much wall left after tonight.
No, not at all. It's been a messy one. Micklemore here still got Dave Douglas right behind him. Martin and Skurlock in the background there. Stevie Dubb as well. He's got JCW right behind him with Matty Ray. So Lachlan Urquio there's had an incident as well. It hasn't brought out the caution, which is good. But it is Jaden Russell still in the lead. Daniel Weaver's had an incident as well. Again, no caution flag, thankfully. Going to see Aidan Schultz now potentially having to defend from Josh Micklemore, although Josh has fallen back again now. So he is going to have to defend from Dave Douglas, who's coming up behind him. Just both catching the wall there again. Douglas heavily into the wall. Affected his ability to get out there, but here he goes. Oh, there he goes down on the low line there. So he's making a challenge. Josh gets up into the wall heavily. Douglas gets into Micklemore, and Jason Martin's going to come through and take this position.
Will Martin have the speed to do it? Doesn't look like it. It looks like Douglas has managed to just about keep that at the moment. Jason Martin trying for the slide job underneath. Dave Douglas can't quite make it work. Douglas has absolutely got that one. Whoa, that was absolutely wild stuff. Look, no intention of getting Josh Mickelmore up into the wall there, but boy, that was tricky. Riley Curtis just jumping down in the chat, just letting us know that the brakes didn't work too well on the dirt, unsurprisingly. That is very, very much an understatement there, because yeah, that looks like a big impact with himself and Danny G. Just tip to tip there, straight into each other, and that was painful.
As it can be, Carl. 21, Jason Martin there, just getting around some lap traffic. He's going to try and close up on Dave Douglas if he can, but it's spread right out at the front now. Jaden Russell has run away at the front. Aiden Schultz now comfortably in second place as well. We've got 10 to go here at Eldora. Dave Douglas, is there anything he can do? Jason Martin's got a good gap.
Gonna get a caution out here as Michael Skurlock just gets into Eagle Burkick there. Yeah, Eagle was trying to run up there. He's a few laps down, but Skurley just gets right into the back of him as he's trying to get past. Burkick just holding him up a little bit, and Skurley was having none of that. So that has brought out another caution here at Eldora Speedway.
Just to tell you, got lucky there. Andrew Dyson. Just quickly jump on board with him. You can just see Eagle just stuck across right in front of him there.
Okie dokie. Well, as we watch that replay, see that moment, and Scully getting a little bit enthusiastic on the old radio as well, and not too impressed with that moment. Eldora Speedway, back in the early days. What was the other thing it was known for other than racing?
As in other than car racing?
Yes.
Greyhound racing?
No.
No idea.
It was known for its musical performances and weekly dance lessons.
Yeah, of course it was.
At the Eldora Ballroom.
Oh, right, yes. Of course it was.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get that one, Stuart. I know you're a big fan of song and dance.
No, funny enough, yeah, I didn't know that one. But, you know, you learn something new every day.
You do indeed. Yes, El Baltis buying the track, building the track with no experience of racing. He went to a race back in the early days, saw it, and saw how big the crowd was, and thought, well, I'm just going to build a track and have fun. And that's how Eldora became a place.
Reaper Sim Racing just coming in with Dar. Yep, absolutely. I can't believe I didn't get that one. Ed's saying, watch Double D for the big send here. Yep, we'll keep an eye on that one as well as we get ready to go green again. Potentially for the last time. And we're off and running. We're going to have a look at it out of the blimp. See who's going to do what. Schulte gets away. As Dave does exactly that down on the low line. He's going to cut off Schulte. Gets up into the wall though, which affects the outcome. Scully in the background as well. As around goes JCW. I think he's gone over and over.
JCW has had the rollover. We've got a truck on its roof and he's managed to get back on all four wheels, but he went over and over and over.
Let's go back and have a look at that one. As Dave Douglas then tried the move on. Hayden Schultz didn't quite get that done there as there he goes. Look at how hardy that truck is. Just back on all fours and off she goes.
Yep, back racing again, and you know, no trouble there. No oil causing a massive smoke plume as it gets back on all four wheels, luckily. So no harm, no foul. That thing is back racing once again. Good to see. And look, never fun to be rolling a race car. Is never an enjoyable experience from what I hear. Not that I've ever done such a thing myself. Well, other than a go-kart, but that's a story for another day. But Jaden Russell is going to be leading the way again, and it's going to be a very short sprint to the end after this one. This will be pretty much the last chance to go for. Will Double D go for the big send? We'll see the Big D getting the big win here at the Big E. Dave Douglas is going to try for it, but Jaden Russell has been untouchable all right along. He has got it all to lose at the moment. It's going to be a green-white checker here tonight. How is this one going to go for us?
Sideways.
Very much so. I think that is that's the right right answer to all of tonight's questions.
So the other big gainer here, Steve Williams as well. He's back up into P5. So how's this one going to play out? We're going to go out to the blimp so we can try and make sure we see everything that goes on. We've got 3 to go here. It'll be 2 in a moment. Dave Douglas right on the nose. There, gets down that low line. He's going to try and take that place from Aidan Schultz. Slides up in front of him there. Oh.
Douglas up into the wall. He gets caught up on that pillow, and that's going to lose him time. He gets into Jason Martin. Dave Douglas is going to lose a lot of time here. He's really struggling. He's caught right up on that dirt pillow and can't get off it at the moment, but it's not hurting him too much. Jaden Russell, meanwhile, has taken the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Dave Douglas finally gets off the dirt pillow. It's putting pressure on Aidan Schultz. Jaden Russell, meanwhile, has absolutely run away with this one. He is leading the charge at the moment as we are coming to cross the finish line. It's going to be Jaden Russell taking the victory. Who's going to get second? It's going to be Aidan Schultz. It's Dave Douglas speeding just on the line. Jason Martin takes P3 by the narrowest of margins.
You've got to be joking.
There was absolutely nothing in that one. Dave Douglas tried the big send, but sideways across the line he goes and misses out. Across the line by absolutely nothing. He drops from 3rd to 7th.
I just couldn't get it done and ended up driving it straight across the line there. Bad luck there for Dave Douglas, but no luck at all for this man. It was all class, all race. Good result there for Aidan Schultz too, dropping into 2nd. Jason Martin, well, I'll tell you what, stealing it at the end there, coming home in 3rd place.
Fantastic job for Jaden Russell. A really, really good drive for him. Commanding performance out there tonight, and once again just showing he is class of the field on the dirt. Just one of those drivers that is nigh unstoppable on a track like this. Very, very good job for him tonight. And just trying to think back if this is Russell's first win in ANZCAR. You'll have to bear with me as a moment.
So I know he did reasonably well here last time out. So I don't remember whether or not he got the win though.
Yeah, I think it was Aaron Kelly getting the win back then. We'll have to ask him when he comes up, but definitely, I'm pretty sure, definitely his first win in the Truck Series.
Ed just jumping into the chat saying he won the prelude to the Dream.
That's the one. There we go. Yeah, recognition of him winning something. That's it. It's the trouble. There's too much racing going on these days, and it's getting harder and harder to remember things.
Absolutely. As we just bring in our field, our podium even, and Carl, take it away.
So we'll start off traditionally, and as always, with the person in P3. It didn't look like it was going to be P3 until we saw Dave Douglas spinning it across the line. Jason Martin, welcome back to the booth. Congratulations on a 3rd place finish here at Eldora.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'll take that. Poor Dave there, lost it at the end. That was bad luck, but I'll definitely take that.
Well, coming into this race, did you expect to be up here in the room afterwards?
No, I was just hoping for a top 5. If I could have been near the top 5, I would have been happy with that. So, yeah, absolutely rapt to get P3.
Look, fantastic job from yourself. I mean, look, it's not like you didn't have pace out there tonight, of course, taking pole for the 2nd heat race, starting P2 to Aidan Schultz, of course, who took out the pole in qualifying. But it is a very different form of racing. You got much experience on the old dirt stuff?
I've done a little bit of the sprint cars, and I like them, and I used to do okay at them until the track got slick. Then I'd be absolutely hopeless. But yeah, good fun on the dirt.
Yeah, look, it's a very, very different different style of driving these things on the dirt. But once again, just showing that you're capable of getting these trucks into a decent position, no matter the track, surface, or condition. Congratulations again on the P3, Jason. And before I let you go, the usual thing of shout out and love to anyone you'd like to say hello to tonight.
Just Got to thank the boys at Mitch Motorsports, BK Designs for sponsoring us, and of course you guys for putting on broadcast, and well done J. Russ for the win and Aidan for second. Great job.
Thank you so much, Jason Martin for Mitch Motorsport. Next up, we will head to the P2 man, Ozia Esports. Aidan Schultz, welcome to the booth, mate. Congratulations on the pole position and congratulations on the P2 finish. Looks like you tried your best to get Jaden Russell, but just could not quite get there at the end.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I tried once, probably about 2 or 3 cautions from the end, but I knew I didn't have the pace, so I was just trying to keep as straight as possible in that high line and hoping he'd make a mistake, but he's a master around on the dirt. So, I was happy with the P2, definitely.
Look, you had some great form out there, and we saw some really tight racing as well between yourself, Dave Douglas, Josh Micklemore, Dyson. I think most of the field, in all honesty, you were pretty much having to fend off everybody from that P2 slot.
Yeah, with about 20 to go, I was like, not another caution. I could see Dave had a slider there and had a go, and I sort of returned the favour and nudged him up into the wall. That's dirt racing. So, I wasn't wanting that last caution, but we got there in the end, and that's 3 top 6s now in a row. So a bit of form coming back, thank God.
Well, it's about time that luck swung your way. It's good to see. Obviously, I'm sure Ruben's not going to be too pleased about the lack of paint job left on your truck after tonight's race.
That's all right, mate. Ruben's racing. The wall is your friend on dirt, so that's all right. We'll clean her up, press the escape button, and go again next time.
Look, congratulations, Sorpru, cheering you on in the chat as well. So congratulations on tonight, mate. As usual, the usual thing of shout out and love to sponsors and people in general.
Yeah, of course, got to mention Prue. She's cheering me on. She's my #1 supporter, so thank you to her for watching. So thanks, babe. Obviously, Ozia Esports and Ruben, he couldn't make it tonight. Unfortunately, he's had a big week on holidays, so he'll be back next time out. ANZCAR for putting on the truck series. It's good, different track each week, so a little bit of a different roster this year. Obviously, FGM eCars for the broadcast, and Jaden and Jason for their podium. Well done, guys.
Congratulations, Aidan. Well done. And hopefully we'll get to speak to you again, hopefully one step higher.
Hopefully, mate. It's on the card shortly, I bet.
Cheers, mate. Next up, we head to Jaden Russell. Congratulations on your first truck victory in the ANZCAR Truck Series. Of course, winning the Prelude to the Dream. Thank you very much, David Foster, for reminding me on that one. I was trying to remember where you'd won last, but a really good night tonight. And again, just showing that you are very, very strong on the dirt stuff.
Yeah, it was good fun tonight, and I better mention too, the Prelude to the Dream, Hobbo actually pipped me on that one, so I won't take anything off him with that.
Oh, okay. I was wrong. I'll blame Ed for that one completely.
He had a very good run in that race and couldn't keep up with him.
We're trying to think back. I know we spoke to you a couple of times in the booth. We're trying to remember if you'd actually got an ANZCAR victory yet. And that's where we were trying to... I was scurrying away in the old archives trying to see if I could find anything. But tonight you've managed to get it done in the trucks, and congratulations on that, first of all. But you've been showing some good form recently throughout the whole series, no matter what it is on track, oval or dirt. You've definitely been getting up there and getting close to those top spots, and the whole team has been doing a good job as well.
Yeah, it's been awesome, really. Both me and Hobbo have moved over and started doing a fair bit of oval stuff recently with the sort of decline in a couple of dirt leagues, so we've been enjoying this and getting some reasonable results out of it. This was actually my first win in ANZCAR. I've thrown a lot away for myself and had a few taken away by yellows and stuff, but it's always been good racing, and we've both thoroughly enjoyed it, so yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was your first win. I'm glad I was actually remembering correctly. As we said, it was a good victory for yourself, and look, you've been looking like you've been getting close all year round for that first win in ANZCAR. Now it's come, do you think the second one's going to come a little bit easier?
Oh, I don't think it'll get any easier. It's fairly high quality of field in these races at most tracks, and there's a lot of times I just can't keep up, but it's good to get a run on dirt, and it's actually very surprising how good some of these people were.
Yeah, look, you were running away with it a little bit, but you couldn't really build up much more than around about a second and a half lead. Obviously the cautions didn't help in that respect, but people were keeping you honest all night long.
Yeah, there's a big shout out to Schultz for that. He's done a really good job all night and actually had me really worried in that heat race with the first couple of laps. I thought he was going to give me a really good run for me money. But yeah, it's all down to experience. I've got a lot more time on dirt than a lot of these people, so it was kind of expected. But yeah, I was very surprised tonight. It's good to see the form from a lot of people.
Absolutely. We love to see good racing out there. You gave us some of that. Congratulations on the first victory in ANZCAR. Hopefully we'll see a few more to come as for you and for Synergy as well. And before I let you go, the usual thing, a shout out and love to sponsors and people in general.
Yeah, just thanks to you guys for showing up and putting it on every week. The ANZCAR crew as well, and everyone that turns up and races them and puts on a good show.
You are more than welcome. Thank you so much, Jaden Russell. Congratulations on the victory. And hopefully get you back up in the booth sometime soon.
Hope so. Thanks, mate.
So, Stuart, we have had the end of the race. There was a few yellows out there, but it was a yellow truck winning the race.
Yeah, absolutely a good run, and yeah, even right up to the finish line there with Double D with the spin. Just a great run. You'll be able to catch all the highlights on our YouTube channel in the next day or so. If you missed the race, of course, you're more than welcome to watch back the full thing as well. Speaking of that, we are back tomorrow night with the Pro-Am Sim Series returning for Season 5. A slightly different thing for tomorrow, where we are covering the final qualifying round for the series itself. So a little bit more of a relaxed stream tomorrow. We'll have a look at who's jumping in and see who can finalise their place in the Pro, Amateur or Pass 2 series for the run into December and the conclusion of the year. So that one's live tomorrow night from 7:45, and then of course we're back with the Xfinity series as they head to Charlotte Roeville, and the Chase as well as that one heads to Talladega. So a full week of streaming for us this week to round out the month of September, and Carl, I'm looking forward to it all. So we will round things up tonight. Thanks to everyone who jumped into the chat. It was fantastic. Thanks for the questions, Carl, and your company as always, and the great racing from everyone that participated. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow here on FGM eCast, your E-Place for Pace from 7:45. Thanks for watching.